lay the foundations for the project was
We're now going to make our way into Academia 400.
Here and now.
This is a cyberpunk-themed city, originally built by Hope and his companions at the base of Cocoon
Even if it can't be
in an effort to push society far enough to avert the coming disaster.
Someone in the next generation.
Upon our arrival, the fallacy senses us as a threat and moves to turn all the citizens into Seath to stop us from progressing. We simply turn right and head up the northern path towards the red escalator. Activating the switch will change the escalator's direction and allow us to proceed onward. Following the path, we'll arrive at a small yellow tablet, which, when interacted with, will provide us with a map of the area. This small safe zone contains Chocolina, and at this point I would recommend that you pick up at least 3 of each type of magic attack boosters and physical attack boosters, as we'll need them later in the level for some level grinding funsies. A blonde-haired woman named Miss Horizon asks us to complete 100% exploration of maps. She will exchange your 100% completed maps with rewards. I'm not sure why right now, but she will not accept my maps. It seems like it's bugged out, and I might have to close the gate and reset it. But that seems to be par for the course for this. After heading out the door by Chocolina, we will easily squash the enemies there and proceed to these kobold droids that have erected a yellow barrier behind them. Defeating them will close the barrier and allow us to proceed on. Heading right and around, we'll find ourselves face to face with a fencer, similarly protecting a gate that requires its demise to be opened. Once your path is clear, you can pick up the Mark of the Lassie to give your little monster pals a feeling of what it was like in the first game. After a quick cutscene battle, Caius will appear, although at this point, Caius seems like he's acting a bit strange, telling us that we've been locked in a tower for 200 years, and now stand before him as some sort of paradox. We can basically ignore what he's talking about, since he poses no threat to us, and proceed down the hallway to the right, and flip a U-turn heading down onto the main street. We're gonna work our way west across this street through the endless non-stop fights that will besiege you. After another fun conversation with Caius, he will teleport around and will lead us all the way into another cutscene, where a horrible car crash happens, and I hope these people get saved somehow. If we run to the left, we can grab a quick set of Kaiser Knuckles, then continue on following Noel north, and then across the busted bridge. On the other side of the bridge, another switch must be pressed in order to change the direction of this escalator. After going up the escalator, we'll head south to follow Caius's visage across the map. At this point, we're going to take a small detour by jumping repeatedly to go down the red escalator. We'll head up the other side and activate the final switch here to change this path to blue. We can pick up a small chest here, but all of these chests can be picked up in a later timeline when things aren't so chaotic. So don't worry about rushing around to find all of these little chests. After ascending this escalator, where the chest and this yellow barrier are, we enter our grinding zone. The fencer on the other side is close enough to constantly trigger the mod clock to appear. So if you have a turbo controller, you can tape down the X button so that it is constantly being pressed, and then leave your game for a couple hours and come back to substantial Crystarium point gains. Once your Crystarium has leveled up and you've unlocked 100 points on your accessories, you can equip the 3 Magician's Marks on Sarah, unlocking a bonus of buff duration of 11%. Likewise, with Noel, 3 power wristbands worn simultaneously gives him the skill Vampire Strike to absorb 3% of the damage he's dealt as health back to him. Going up the final escalator, we'll find one last shopping point with Chocolina before engaging with the mini-boss Gauntlet. The Cocytus is a flying type Lassie, and without debuffing, it will be fairly hard to stagger him before his health reaches 0. So focus on your attack and send this mid-boss packing. After the small fry are out of the way, the main boss makes his appearance with a bunch of large tentacle appendages. Zenobia will spawn defensive tentacle spikes in the way that need to be cleared out before you can actually damage the main body. After clearing these out, work like always to build his stagger bar up, and then unleash your decimating strikes with the Cerberus Paradigm. Before letting you fully deplete his health in his staggered state, he'll enter defensive mode again, meaning you'll have to fight off the tentacle spikes before he unleashes his shuffle move. If he gets to unleash this move to the Tortoise Paradigm to reduce the amount of damage dealt, as this hits multiple times for quite substantial damage if you're not strong enough. After our QTE boss-ending attacks, we can claim the artifact and work our way up the stairs to the gate and proceed to the Augusta Tower, 200 AF.